This is our last workshop of the Thrive Summit this year. We've got our panel coming up in 2 hours, but right now, this is our last really soaking up learnings from one specific person. And so I am bringing to you direct from Paris, the one and only Olga Boavida. She is a business consultant and transformational coach with 15 years of experience in the business world. She began her career in corporate consulting for Fortune 500 companies such as Samsung, L'Oreal, and Air France, before transitioning to support entrepreneurs in building fulfilling and scalable businesses. With 7 coaching certifications and a strong foundation in psychology and the subconscious mind, Olga helps women attract premium clients. Men are welcome too. Her approach merges deep inner work with tailored business strategies, helping entrepreneurs align with their values, embody their authority, and scale sustainably while attracting premium clients. Heck yes, I know that's what we are all here for, what we are all excited to learn about. So I'm going to turn it over to Olga to take it away. Teach us about the subconscious pathways of premium buyers.
Thank you, Olivia. So welcome everybody to the masterclass about unlocking the subconscious pathways of premium buyers. I am super excited to be here and I cannot wait to dive in. You can go on, Olivia, please. So just before we dive in, I want to set the intention to for our time together. So I don't want just to give you a training. And the reason why I decided on this topic for the masterclass is because I see so many incredible service providers, coaches, consultants, mentors doing amazing work who are really good at what they do and are transforming the lives and the businesses of their clients, but they have a hard time to really attract the premium soul clients they want to work with. And as a result, many of them are working harder than they should, and they're also not excited by the clients because maybe they don't apply or they're not fully in. And so I don't want you to have like this business reality, because you don't really need to hustle or endlessly try to convince people to invest in you. There is also a different path where you can sell your offers, your programs, and you can really naturally attract the people who are meant to work with you, who are ready, willing, and also excited to work in your premium spaces. And so why this matters for your business, you probably know. It's because if you don't attract premium clients right now, you're having inconsistent income. You have programs that aren't full, no matter how amazing they are. And maybe your clients are draining you more than they're exciting you. So I don't want you to have like this stress of overthinking and convincing. I want you more to lean into like your zone of genius, that you can really fully support your clients, and that you attract people who are really invested and excited to work together. So the goal of this masterclass is really to help you see the psychology behind how premium buyers are buying, to understand how they make decisions, and to give you the tools to start shifting your business to attract more people who are ready and willing and excited to invest into premium support from you. Okay. So Olivia presented me already. So I'm a business consultant and transformational coach, and I'm not going to repeat what she already said because, well, she said it. But just for you to remember that I really love merging the strategic backgrounds that I have with the subconscious and identity level work to really help on a 360 degree to support my clients. And why I think that you need the inner work to attract premium clients, because I could give you the best strategy, but if you're not feeling ready or to ask for the prices that you want to ask, or to really create and promote the offers that you're really, really excited about, no matter how amazing the strategy is, you will simply not apply it. Okay. So before we dive in, I would really like to hear from you. And I don't know, yeah, we can see the chat. What comes to your mind if you hear the word premium? So maybe you can drop a word in the chat. Wealthy. Mm-hmm. Aligned, expensive, amazing, exclusivity, top tier. Great. And you see there are lots of people. Uh, Top tier, large property. Okay, cool. Because as you, the perception of premium is very different for people. Some people are associated luxury and playfulness and ease with it, and some people think that it's something out of reach, maybe something that is not for them. And actually, how you think, like actually your own association um, of what premium is will shape how you attract premium clients. Because for some, for instance, premium might mean luxury brands, first class travel, Chanel handbags. And for others, they don't see this as premium at all. It's not important for them. For them, it's more important to be deeply supported, for instance, at a pivotal life moment, maybe after giving birth or when they're navigating divorce or when they step into a new level of leadership. So premium can really be always applied to your niche, and you don't have to pretend somebody or not. You don't have to wear Chanel or Louis Vuitton bags. It's not about that. It's just about a premium support, a support that is really helping your clients to reach the transformations that they want for themselves. And yeah, yeah, exactly. It's good. Okay, so before we really dive into the subconscious pathways, let's start by naming some patterns that I see lots of service providers and also coaches, mentors, healers are doing. So the first one is that lots of people are really focusing on selling the structure instead of selling the transformation. And if you're doing this, like no worries, you can change it. I think everybody of us does it at a certain point. But instead of selling the number of calls, modules, deliverables, premium clients, they don't really, I mean, it's important, but you will see it later on. It's not the first things that make them buy. They're more interested in the overall transformation. So they aren't asking how many calls I have. They're more asking who will I become if I say yes to this. And you can think about the analogy of a dentist. You will probably be happy to buy a specialist, I don't know, to pay them 500 euros if they're fixing your teeth today. You're not asking, can I come tomorrow and can I come next week and can I come after 2 weeks? You don't really care how much, like you don't even want much time. You just want to transform. The second mistake is to think that premium is only luxury packaging. And while yes, brands and packaging and everything is amazing to have, but it's not what is making somebody to invest 5K, 10K, or 50K in working with you. So while it's nice to have something visual attractive, what is much more important is that everything is like aligned, that your clients are finding themselves in your offers and that they're spoken to on the subconscious level. And I will tell you how to do this later on in the presentation as well. The third mistake is to try to convince or to justify. So this one is like almost everybody's doing that on some nuanced level, maybe. It can be like over explaining the price or rationalize their offer. But if you're trying to persuade somebody at a logical level, they're like, if you're trying to persuade a premium client, they're actually will be more repelled because they're really clear on what they want. They are having specific standards. And if you're coming with this convincing energy, it's kind of like they don't want to be convinced. They don't want to be sold to. They want to see something that they want, and they want to be the person who they believe can choose, and they want to choose. So it's like convincing too much, it's really repelling them, and then you will attract more of the people who are like price hunters or who want to negotiate or who are not fully ready to invest in themselves. And the first one is to rely on urgency or FOMO. So scarcity tactics might work for the mass market buyers, but normally they don't work for premium ones. And if you think about how marketing is done at L'Oreal, Air France, Chanel, all the luxury brands, they're never having like, they're never using salts. They're not selling their offers at lower prices. They're more like what they do is they have not that many products, so it's seen as something exclusive, but they're not saying, if you're not buying my product, your life will end. They're speaking more to the possibility, but they're not speaking to the lack. And I remember still when I was enrolling, like in my early coaching days, I was I was talking to a coach who wanted me to invest at a five-figure level with her. And actually, before talking to her, I wanted to do it, but then she was speaking so much of lack, and she was feeling, she let me, no. When I left the call, I actually felt much worse than when I entered the call. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to invest with you. I mean, but if you're having a call, for instance, I had also a call with a girl who wasn't ready for the coaching, and I said, it's completely fine. Like, take your time. I'm not gonna try to persuade you. I'm not gonna tell you you have to do that, because if you're not ready, you're not ready. And funny enough, this girl, then she came to me 2 years later, and then she said, I'm ready. And she said, I was still thinking about that call just because you are not like relying on this urgency and make me feel bad. Okay. So now that we've seen what doesn't work, let's talk about what actually drives premium buying decision. And effects that I find very fascinating, I know this from my NLP certification, is that actually 90 to 95% of buying decisions happen on the subconscious level. So they're actually made in the emotional brain, the limbic system. And these decisions are made before logic even steps in. And there are also lots of studies that say that you actually already make your decision subconsciously, and then you only realize later that the decision was actually already made. So for you, that means that if you're leading with rational explanation, like the 10 calls, the 5 modules, the 5 days Telegram support to you, you're speaking to the wrong part of the brain.
Can
And
you,
remember,
sorry, Olga, you mentioned your NLP certification. For folks who aren't familiar with
sorry.
NLP, can you explain a little bit about what that is? Because it's so cool.
Yeah, sure. So it's actually neuro-linguistic programming, and it studies like how you experience reality in your mind on a subconscious level. And it's like, it basically teaches you that you perceive only 1% of the information that is going on around you. Like you see the world through a subconscious filters. Like if you have sunglasses on, you can sing Life is a Party, and attracting clients, it's easier. And based on that, you will also be in the energy of it's easy. You will take the action that everything is easy, and then you will create the reality that you thought that it is. Whereas when you think everything is like not working out for you, you will focus on the fact that it's not working out for you, and then it's not going to work out for you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, so basically, what I wanted to tell with this slide is that if you want to sell to premium buyers, don't focus too much in the beginning on features and price rejections and all these things, but focus more on the deeper psychological drivers. Because yeah, because this is gonna help you to attract these clients. And so the 5 psychological drivers we will focus on today, it's well, the first one is identity expansion. It's basically who I become when I say yes. And so what we know from neuroscience is that identity drives behavior much more than logic. And the self-concept theory tells us that people act to confirm who they are, or they act to become something that they want to become. So, or they want to become something else better elevated, or they want to confirm that they are already there and they want like their status to be seen. And um, yeah, so that's why they want to have access. No, so they're basically they are buying access to become the person who they want to be, or to confirm who they are by investing with you. So I don't know if it made sense. I kind of rambled a bit, but for instance, I was working once with a client who already had lots of like she was already experienced, but all of a sudden she had like a dip and she couldn't sell clients, and she did different programs, and she was already working with a business mentor, but she kind of had this dip, and it was when she changed her offers. She was doing marketing for somebody, and then she wanted to become a coach. But in this thing, like if you're doing something for somebody, well, it's you kind of have to position yourself differently, because if you're coaching somebody, people are not investing for something that they will see on paper. It's more like on identity level. So when we positioned her not to sell only the features, but really to who her clients will step into, everything changed, and she attracted 4 clients in 2 weeks, which was completely crazy for her. Yeah, because before she didn't have. So just to tell you that it's really, really important to speak to the identity. And you can also ask yourself, like, what identity does your program or your offer anchor? Like, who are your clients wanting to become or want to confirm that they are about? Okay, so the second is status and perception. It's basically about elevation and belonging. So we know that humans are wired to seek status, and from neuroscience, well, in neuroscience, they also discovered that perceived social elevation actually triggers dopamine, and this is the brain's reward chemical. So even if people say, I don't care about whatever, very often they still care about status. And of course, for everybody, it's something different. For some people, it's important to, I don't know, invest in makeup. For others, it isn't. Some want to have luxury handbags, some want to travel first class. It doesn't really matter. But for the things that matters to you, it's important to, like, people are investing in the things that matter to them. So for instance, to give you an example from Chanel, it's not like the lipstick is not only makeup. If somebody is buying Chanel, they are buying into the perceptions that they have taste, that they're refined, that they're belonging to a certain circle. And in coaching, for instance, premium clients don't only buy help, they really want to be elevated. They want to say, I work with this person, and then they feel their own status rise or their health to a higher level just because they're working with this specific person. So kind of they're mirroring what this person represents for them on themselves, basically, and then they live up to this expectation. So you can also ask yourself here if your offer elevates your client status or if it's only focusing on solving a problem. The third one is emotional safety. So this one is also important and it's overlooked very often, but big investments are actually triggering fears. And then your nervous system asks it asks if you can trust this person you're investing to, and also if it will be worth it. And premium clients, they really know what they are clear on their goals, they have specific standards, and they're really wanting to buy a certain peace of mind. So they want confidence in both the offer, but also in the person behind it. And if you can showcase authority, maybe a track record, like how you helped clients, what you did, why it's important, how it changed, and if you are coming from a grounded energy, it actually communicates safety for your clients. So for instance, if I tell that I was working with Fortune 500 companies or helped scale startups to 8 figures, automatically the client I'm talking to or the potential client I'm talking to you, they're feeling more trusted and they're kind of relaxed because they know that I helped others. So there's things that I can help them as well. But if somebody is always asking too many questions, it means actually that they don't or trust you or they don't trust themselves. And then it becomes very hard to enroll them as a client. And oftentimes, even if they're enrolled, their nervous system is so not stable that it's hard for them to step into the next level without like regulating the nervous system. So basically, the real skill is not persuasion here, but regulation. So how you regulate yourself is also subconsciously showing subconsciously showing your clients that you can help them regulate themselves as well. The fourth is congruence. So premium buyers are really sensitive to alignment. So even if there is a small mismatch between what you say and what you do, it can create resonance. So for instance, if I'm saying that I love sustainability and then you see me all the time with plastic bags and I mean it's disaligned. Or if I say I'm selling premium, but then you see me all the time eating at McDonald's, there is also a dissonance. And it's very easy, like, not to do it, but if you don't think about it, you can do it. And you can, like, it's not about pretending you're somebody you're not, but your business identity doesn't have to be your whole personal identity, because in your business, you can just like portray one part of your identity to attract the people who you want to work with. And it's not like about lying. And the same is, for instance, if you're thinking about a luxury hotel, if you come in, you can see flowers, you can smell a certain scent. This stuff is very nice. Everybody is greeting you. Sometimes they know your name, and everything is really orchestrated to communicate luxury. But if there is one mismatch, for instance, if there is a trash in the entry, then the illusion collapses. And the same is in your business as well. It really matters much more than only polished visuals. And the fifth one is consistency. And this one is also important because very often coaches, especially, or at least the ones that I was working with or observed, they are changing like directions. And actually, premium buyers, they are thinking long term. So if they're seeing that you're always switching, they are not sure if they can trust that your brand will still exist and deliver in the next year. Whereas when you're consistent with what you're offering, it signals stability, reliability, and authority. And so this helps premium buyers also to invest in you, because they don't only want one transaction, they really want to build like this long-term relationships they can grow with. And you can maybe see it from your own business. Maybe you had clients who had a group program with you and then they were satisfied and then upgraded to a one-to-one, or then they bought your master classes. And this can only come if you're really consistent with what you're offering. And if you want to take these insights even further and start really attracting premium clients consistency, I prepared a free guide as well that can help you map out exactly how to apply this subconscious principle into your messaging and offers. So you can, you can get it for free if you want, just as a note. Thank you. So now that we understand the psychology behind premium buying, let's talk about how the brain actually processes the purchase. And this is the sequences that your clients and any other clients are also going through, and often without even recognizing it. So in the beginning, there is an emotional response. It's like the first spark. And sometimes it's something about your presence. It can be something about your messaging, or something else of your brands that creates a feeling in your customers. And this is actually the moment when they feel something before they can even grasp and explain it. Then this feeling ties into what they truly want. It can be freedom, impact, confidence, self-expression, growth, whatever it is. And this feeling is what is driving the decision. And then you are at the benefit. So then people are interpreting how your offers support their desire. And this is where transformation enters the picture. And only then, in the end, you have the feature. So only then the rational brain actually steps in to justify the investment. And then it's important to have like the calls, the modules, the deliverables. So most coaches and service providers sell it backwards. They are leading with features and hoping that this triggers a desire. But for premium clients, features are the last things that they consider basically. And yeah. So what really matters for premium clients is that they see themselves stepping into the version of who they want to become, or to affirm the versions that they are already. And another thing that I also wanted to mention is that premium buyers rarely respond to pain because they're not like this type of person who is underwater and depressed and don't believe that anything is possible. They know that it's possible and they trust themselves. They're already like healed, transformed, and they want to invest from desire and from expansion and from the identity who they want to become. So if you understand this process, it will help you so much in your messaging and also in embodying what you're preaching because it's very, very important. I see there are some questions. Should we do it now or should we do it in the end?
Um, it, mostly just commentary. So
Okay.
we have specific questions coming through.
Okay. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, we can keep going. Thank you. Next slide.
Yeah, please. And so now I want to show you the levers, how you can consciously activate to influence the sorry, the slide before. Yeah, so now I want to show you the tactics, how you can actually consciously activate the subconscious buying behavior of your clients. So these pathways, you can see them as triggers, and if you embody and communicate them, you don't need to explain, but you can help your clients to feel drawn to you before they even like logically think why they want to work with you. So the first one is the perception pathway, and it's basically how your clients see you and how they perceive themselves by choosing you. So for instance, if you think about luxury, about Louis Vuitton, for instance, if you're deciding to buy a Louis Vuitton bag, you're not deciding to invest in very good leather. You're more thinking, I belong now to this circle. I can afford this bag. I have taste, refinement, and I'm different. And so maybe you can also ask yourself if somebody sees you, like your Instagram or your website or wherever you're present, would they immediately see authority, exclusivity, and credibility? Or would they see only another coach or service provider that they can easily replace by somebody else? Okay, the second one is emotional resonance. So it's how people feel when they encounter you, your offer, and your brand. So as I already mentioned, premium buyers are really mirroring your energy. And their brain is picking up the subtle cues. It can be your tone of voice, it can be your posture, it can be even the rhythm in which you're telling a story. It can be micro expressions, and all this energy that they're perceiving says on the subconscious level, it says if they can trust you and they see if you're confident in what you say, even if like you can say the same words, but if you're saying it in a confident tone, it will change completely the game. That if you're like always thinking about what to say and well, you know what I mean, I guess. um, so in coaching or service-based businesses, for instance, it works the same way. They're picking up on your energy, your presence, and even before consciously they decide about if the offer, like if they sees it, there is a resonance, they will not see the details of the offer, but if they're like seeing that you're super confident in what you say, even if it doesn't make that much sense, they will be much more drawn to you. And so the best way, oh no, sorry, there is still the identity pathway. So the third one lever is the identity, and it's actually the deepest, most transformative pathway because premium buyers are asking, who will I become, by saying yes. And as we already mentioned, but I just want to get clear that you get it. Premium buyers are not are really buying into the aspirational self concept. Yeah, and when your clients can see themselves as the person they want to be inside your programs, when they think that it's really possible for themselves to become this person, then they're actually trusting you, and only then it's important to mention the features. So you can really ask yourself, if your ideal client could see themselves after working with you, what will they notice first? Would it be confidence, authority, presence, clarity? And if everything comes together, perception, emotional resonance, and identity work, then you don't need to convince premium clients, because then they really can recognize themselves in your world. They see that what you have can help them to get what they want, and attracting them, it's so much easier and so much more fun as well. Can you make the next slide, please? Thank you. And then now I want to guide you through a short visualization. It's really not that long, but it's about embodying the reality of working with your dream premium clients, and really to see it and to feel it and to really stepping fully into that version of yourself. So if you feel playful to do this exercise, just close your eyes and take a deep breath in and let your mind relax. And now imagine that you're stepping onto a plane. And it's not just any plane, but a flight to your dream island. And this island is where your ideal clients are waiting, where your highest level offers, your deepest transformation, and your biggest impact come to life. And feel the excitement, the anticipation, and that spark that you feel when you first started your business. The energy of possibility, of creation. And now hold on to that feeling for a moment. Now gently let the disappointments, the launches that didn't land, the no's, the resistance that you've experienced along the way, let them all fall behind you like clouds below the plane. And all that, it's not bad, it served you, it taught you something, but you really don't need this anymore because it belongs to the past. And as you approach your dream island, notice why you're the best at what you do, the experience that you've built, the results you've achieved, the intuition, psychology, and strategy you bring. All of it flows naturally from your unique gifts. And really feel the confidence, the authority, and alignment in your body. And now step onto the island. See your dream clients there. Not hypothetical, but real in your imagination. Feel their energy as they engage with you, as they experience the transformation only you can offer. See how their lives are changing, the clarity, the freedom, confidence, or abundance that they're receiving. And notice how their success lights you up and light up your whole life. The joy of impact, the satisfaction of guiding someone to a breakthrough. See yourself being highly compensated and fully acknowledged, fully rewarded for your unique gifts and expertise. And take a moment to feel that, and let the gratitude, joy, and alignment melt through every part of your body. And notice how easy, natural, and effortless it feels when you operate from this version of yourself, when you're fully embodied, fully confident, fully aligned with your dream client. And take a deep breath, really anchoring this feeling in your body. Know that this version of you is available right now, and you don't need to wait. Every interaction, every piece of content, every offer you create can come from this space of alignment and power. And when you're ready, gently bring your awareness back to the room. Open your eyes and carry that energy with you. Because this is the version of yourself who is attracting, enrolling, and working with premium clients effortlessly. Can you switch the slide, Olivia? Thank you. So I hope that you really feel that energy right now and the excitement of stepping fully into your premium client world, of creating transformation, of being highly compensated for your gifts and for the offers only you can deliver and offer. And so, yeah, if you're ready to start attracting premium clients consistently, as I mentioned, there is the free guide you can download. There are practical steps that you can apply. And if ever you want more support, I offer also VIP days in Paris, one-to-one mentorship, and I have a group program called Limitless where we are working more on the embodiment identity level. So if there are any questions or anything you have, feel free.
I'd love to hear people's questions, but I'd also love to know what shifted in you as you were listening to this. What are you taking away? What's your top takeaway, or what are your questions? Um, and I actually have one, Olga, to kick us off, if I may. So
Sure.
I know what I see in so many of my clients, like they want to work with these premium clients,
Mm-hmm.
but they're still stepping into that version of themselves that feels confident attracting them.
Mm-hmm.
They shrink down their messaging to attract like what they perceive as the more readily available
Mm-hmm.
potential clients. Um, how do you see that interplay? Like, if we, what happens if we just go ahead and talk to the premium clients? Are we still like, are we leaving other people behind, or does it does it call them forth? What have you seen in your
I
experience?
think it's calling them forward. And it's actually funny that you ask that because I had a client that like we are kind of business friends and we're following each other already like for years. And she's like even if I'm speaking to premium clients and consistent five-figure revenues and all that, she's not there at all, but she's still enrolled in my offers. I mean, we spoke and I said what I'm gonna like how I can help her and all that. And actually, like she was booking an intensive, and I thought that I don't know, was it really like the good help? And she filled out a questionnaire, and then she said that she made like in the first week twice the money back, and she had like money coming from different sources. And I think like it's like people are investing on where they want to go, and if like you're not like you don't have to say if you're at this level you can work with me. But if you say, if you want to have this level, you can work with me. And then you're still attracting the clients and you don't leave them behind. But if somebody thinks, I'm not there yet, but it doesn't really matter, I'm hungry and I'm really willing to do the work, they can get there much faster than somebody who knows all the, I don't know, all the strategy, but is actually lazy or for whom it's not that important.
Love that. And that makes so much sense. All right. Other questions and takeaways?
I really thank you for the talk, the session. I really appreciated what you were talking about, like the psychology behind this and how, clients kind of build or feed off of your energy and kind of what you bring to the space and how you're communicating about the services you provide. I thought there was a lot of meat there, and I'm like actually gonna go back and listen to the recording to make sure I picked up on all of it.
Thank you. And I don't know, Olivia, I can maybe also just share the slides or you can share them. I mean, they're not that, they're like 10 slides or so.
Happy to send the slides around.
I agree, though. I think it was great to see. I missed part of the beginning, but I saw some of the psychology, and it was so great to see what their mindset is coming into a purchase versus maybe the people I grew up with in a very like low income environment or something like that. Like there's so many different types of mindsets around these things. And so this was very helpful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Olga, I have a question, and I'm not exactly sure how to word it, so forgive me if it doesn't make a total sense. But when you were talking about the like congruence, and like if you present yourself in this one way, your clients don't want to then see you behaving in another way because it kind of tells them that maybe like you're fake or like that's not who you really are. Do you only work with clients who are like you or who aspire to be like you? Like what if you want to work with clients whose like identities or social circles or like professional identities are actually really different from yours? Like how do you find congruence with them?
Okay. So, well, there are several questions. I hope I remember them all, but I'm gonna just start with the last one. So, no, I'm not working just with clients who are like me. Like, I attract clients with whom I'm like, with whom I could be friend, but it doesn't mean that they look like me or that they're from the same background. And just to give you a perception, so I'm originally from Ukraine, and I was like until we moved out of Ukraine, we lived all in one room, like with my parents and my sister. So it's not that I'm like born in luxury. And even now, like I live in Paris, yes, and just like working through Paris is an elevation in my identity. But I don't really mind if somebody like I attract very different people, even my friends. Like I have artists that are kind of in the identity of a struggling artist more, and then I have people who are making very good amount of money, but it doesn't really matter because I'm not helping you to be where I am. I'm helping my clients to be where they are or where they want to be. So maybe somebody that isn't interested in a, I don't know, 5 figures consistent income. They just want to live freely from their business. And I don't care. I mean, if this is what they want and if this is something they come to me, I work with them. And then I also worked with clients because I did lots of coaching certification where I was supposed to coach on all different topics. So, for instance, I was helping one girl to travel alone because what we discovered is that her mom always told her, don't trust strangers. And it went so deep that she didn't trust to go outside of the US to a retreat because this voice was just so strong. And I don't remember your other question, sorry.
I think it was aiming towards that. Thank you.
Okay, sure.
And I think the other component, Brittany and Olga, correct me if
Mhm.
I'm not getting this right, but it's less about like the details of your life and more about your values.
Yeah.
So if you are espousing, if you have built your business on one set of values, and then you are engaging in behaviors that are in conflict with those values,
Yeah, exactly.
your buyers are gonna be like, you're full of it. I don't
Yeah,
trust you. So
exactly.
I think it's less about identity and more about values.
Yeah.
I need to jump in because all of you, Brittany, Olga, Olivia, that word congruence is what has really floored me. Because when I was working with Olivia, she was working on pretty much our first sentence of our website with me. And she included, we work with insurance like property insurance, and so property owners. And I was not congruent with homeowners. I just wasn't feeling it. And I couldn't embody my business because I really didn't care.
Yeah.
And then she did the word organization. And I was like, I was so off put by that. Like, what do you mean organizations? And then she was like, yeah, like nonprofits. And that's my background is in nonprofits.
Mm.
Then it just spiraled. Who am I congruent with? But I didn't have that word. So it was about values and slightly about identity. I love historic properties. I love property like museums. So it doesn't have to be historic, but cultural places. So that's where the value is. And it became less now about homeowners, but if they are homeowners, maybe historic homeowners who are trying to preserve 100-year-old homes. And so that's how I started to see now, with you saying that word congruence, that's where I was disconnected. I couldn't connect with the client because I hadn't yet really identified that client based on my identity somewhat and my values and what was really important to me, which is maintaining these places of history and businesses that support community, right? Our nonprofit organizations. So I just want to say, Brittany, thank you for bringing up that word. And Olga, thanks for your presentation. And Olivia, thanks for being there all these months.
Thank you as well for your feedback.
So I know we're at time, but I want to see any other questions. Brandon wants to know more about VIP days in Paris. I think we all want to know more about how we can get ourselves to Paris as a business
Yeah,
expense.
come everybody. So basically the VIP day is in Paris. Well, it's very individual, but it's something where we can elevate your business, and it can be strategically, like to refine your offers, your strategy, your client journey, but it's also what is, I think, the most important thing, it's the identity level, because once you're leaving the VIP days and even like around just being in Paris, you feel elevated. But then if we are combining this with your business, then you feel that it's really possible and you can see yourself stepping into, and it's just like such a big accelerator, I would say, to grow to the direction of your business that you want it to be. So there is lots of subconscious work normally, but it's really tailored to the person. But normally if people are on a certain, like if they reach a certain ceiling, it's mostly because of the identity work and not the strategy.
Thank you so much, Olga, for taking us through this. I learned so much. I'm looking forward to digging into your free guide here, The Art of Premium. Thank you all for joining. Thanks for everyone who caught the replay.